Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to the bonk update, and there's something I want to show you very quickly here. And I think there is a channel information that bonk is actually developing. It took me some while. I had to zoom out a little bit and try to see for myself what exactly was bonk really trying to create during all this time when it has been moving sideways. So maybe there could be a little bit of a drop down to maybe 1862, not a very dramatic one, but I think 1900 can actually happen. And the reason of this one is because when you try to go on and zoom out, and especially on the 4-hour time frame, and let's bring this to the center of attention now, is that take the trend line and you drop the trend line like this, you're going to notice that there has been this resistance line being formed for quite some time right now, with one touch being there, second touch being here, and the third touch being right there. Okay, so you have been kind of moving to the upside right at this point of time. And also, if we take the lower support in there, you'll notice that there's this lower support trying to actually come into place. So right now, once we do zoom in there and we try to check things for ourselves, we're going to be consolidating a little bit more, and then we're going to come up to a decision. And that is, if you just, okay, we're going to take another trend line in here and try to see that support and resistance again. And right now the prices are being declined at the moment, and time until Sunday, today 16 or Friday. So on Sunday we're going to actually see what exactly happens. So either you're going to do something where you drop again a little bit lower and touch 1900 as I told you, and then you kind of come up again, hold the support, and continue to the upper trend line, which is 28.26. And if you go to 28.26, you continue sideways, or at some point you're going to actually drop down. Or what you can do is, instead, you can just break below and you can retest and then try to make a correction, maybe down to even 1384. I think this is pretty accurate right now. This is the most safest thing, because the data has been building. This is an information we have from, when is this, 7 of April. So back last month at the 7, it's been 1 month and 11 days now. So for almost 43 days you have been creating a channel, which I even didn't recognize at first. I had to zoom out, and it happened that I actually spot that, okay, right, we have a resistance going on, we have a support going on. This is definitely a channel. Even more, it almost feels as if it's a rising wedge going on in here, because the prices are getting squeezed in here. It's getting tight and tight right within this particular channel, and when it gets tighter, it actually creates something known as rising wedge, which is actually a bearish pattern. So Sunday is coming very soon, and we're going to know how bonk is going to behave. Now during this time, keep in mind, if the break happens to the downside, for example, you're going to have almost a distribution pattern here. You can see that this is almost like a distribution pattern going on right over here. And if you kind of like go on and you break below, and you can see that we're really tightening up the space in here until Sunday. And by Sunday, if you try to go on and take the top to bottom and you break below it, you break below the channel, then you're going to see a correction down to 1548, and that is going to be almost a 23% drop to the downside. One thing that I can do to help us kind of predict what is going to happen next week, because imagine that this decision comes by Sunday, that also means that next week on Monday we're going to have a totally different market, which also means that we have to check the weekly and try to predict how the weekly can behave. And let's look at this. Now if you do go on and you kind of like zoom out and you look at the weekly, we are going to be creating a doji, right? And I'm going to remove the every drawing just to study this one again. So number one, we had a doji and it got invalidated and it actually went to the downside. We had second doji which got invalidated and we didn't go to the downside, we actually moved up again. In 2 days you might end up with another doji, and that is, if you hold that channel, you're going to go to the upper part of the channel again, which is 2800. But what if this time you do the opposite? What if this time you do not invalidate the doji, right? Because these two are bearish candle meant to go down. These were bearish candles meant to go down, but they did not. They actually invalidated. What if this time, the third time, you actually create this again, but instead of doing what you did and go up for the past 2 times, you actually go down to 1500? Because that is something that can actually be possible. Not every time you're going to be invalidating it until you do not really invalidate. So it's it has been very simple at this point. I've made it very simple for you to kind of lay down your thoughts, and it is much easier for you to kind of trade it. Just go to tradingview.com, pull out the lines for the channel, and try to predict what it's going to happen until Sunday. Wherever the break is going to be, understand this, that's where the direction is actually going to be. Break up of that little bit of squeeze, you're going to move to 2800. You break down, you're going to move to 1500. It's just as simple as that. It really depends on the direction of the break. And that's it for the video. I'm going to see you in the next one. Love, peace.